everyone, I'm Rachel Lopez, and this is my channel, Rachel Lopez, which is my name. This is actually my first ever video ever recorded, ever edited, so I'm sorry if it's crap. I'm filming it on my iPhone, balanced on a stapler, and a roll of blue Scotch tape in a box. And I'm sorry if it looks super amateur. And today I'm actually going to talk about my second poetry book, Bottom of the Pool, that I self-published a while ago, 9th of June 2020. That's right, during quarantine, because I had nothing else to do. And I'm not here to advertise it, even though I would love for you to buy it on Amazon, get the paper quality, get a paper book, because the Kindle quality sucks. I made a mistake when I was publishing it. The formatting is just bad. So I'm not here to dissect it. I'm not some Da Vinci genius. I am literally the dumbest person I've ever met. It's just that a lot of people have been commenting that some of the poems don't make sense because there's no context around it. Because in my first published poetry book, I did an about the author page where I explained myself and I explained who I was. I didn't do it this book because I just figured the whole book is about me, so why would I need something like that, you know? But the poetry book Milk and Honey by Rupi Kapoor. Rupi Kapoor was already famous before she wrote it. Everyone knew she was a Canadian Indian author, so everyone knew a little about her, and everyone knew that she was writing about trauma and love, so nobody needed to know a little about her, so she didn't put an about the author page. Well, I'm not internet famous, so people need to know about me to know what this is about. In this video, I'm going to explain a little bit about the poems, give a little context, make fun of them. So this is what the poem looks like. A little bit amateur, you know. I think the problem is that, I didn't put anything about myself. In my first published book, I wrote an about the author page, an introduction, all of which I will cringe about forever. Let's get into this. I named this Bottom of the Pool in 20 seconds, right as I was typing the name in to the publishing website. The words bottom of the pool are meant to symbolize the end of a fall, the cold clarity of hitting the bottom of something. You know when you fall or jump into the pool and hit the bottom of it and sit at the bottom. You can't hear anything and you kind of just feel like nothing can touch you, I guess. I don't know why my name is the only thing capitalized. Nothing else here is capitalized. You know, the subtitle, it says a collection of poems by the author of Hidden in These Lies. And this is actually my first book, Hidden in These Lies. I published this when I was 13, when I was living abroad in Germany. I kind of want to throw it in a grease fire. I'll literally throw all of my past selves in a grease fire. The formatting is just off. The cover is weird. I have this weird matte cover. Can you hear that? And I'm just gonna read the about the author page because I like to torture myself. Okay. Rachel Soraya Lopez wrote this book when she was 13 years old and living in Germany, where she moved to from Texas. She loves to read, listen to unpopular music. Hidden in These Lies is what happens when an anxious insomniac can't stop thinking. Yikes. Anyway, I would love it if you bought this book on Amazon. Please. The Kindle format is actually fine because I didn't mess up on that one. Let's get to this book. Get to the back of the book, the blurb. I didn't want to put a blurb like I did in my last book because it's not a novel, you know. I just wrote a little poem. I'm gonna read it. The grass doesn't get any greener than this, but the gap between my teeth makes me think I'm in love with the trees. I wrote these poems because I like pretty words. Not because there's some higher power or because I have a mental illness and I want people to feel bad for me. I'm not saying that people do that, but I just like pretty words. Also, fun fact, colleges love it when you do extracurriculars that you don't need. The major reason that I'm dishing out books and videos is all because colleges like to see that you're putting out content and that people are seeing. So Harvard, use my application. You are allowed to take these however you think, but I think this poem is about how I'm very privileged, but I would also like to have sex with a tree. Okay, so the first page is a dedication page saying, it's just one thing after another, it sucks to die, you should try to avoid it. And this is actually what my Uncle Mark texted my mother in the weeks before he died of cancer. And he's kind of introduced me to poetry with his book Bipolar Blues. Very nice. Actually got published by an actual person. Everyone in my family has died of either cancer, heart failure, or blood clots. And if that tells you anything about my family, there you go. No, I would like to be the first member of my family not to die of one of those. I would like to be assassinated. Thank you. Mark kind of introduced me to poetry by his book, The Polar Blues. He wrote a poem about me called Rachel Lopez, which is my name. Hello. It was nice because it let me know that I was his favorite relative. Samuel, you never stood a chance. I think that's my other uncle, and that's my hometown, Baytown. It's very nice if you like sand and trains. And who is this published by? Wasteland Press. Metal. Okay. One of the first ones called Space Boy. I did this freshman year in English class, and it's kind of based on an Icarus poem that we had to do. I think I just finished the book, We Are the Ants, which is really great. You should definitely read it. And I don't know who this is based on. I just know it has aliens in it. Next one is Suburban, that I'll actually read. I find myself dreaming in the inferno that storms my bones. It burns at my marrow before I can even say hello. I may have been birthed from dust and dirt, but my hair is still dripping wet. The countryside is on fire, but I am no man's land yet. Okay guys, living in the suburbs is really weird. I moved to Hamburg, Germany when I was 8 years old and lived there until I had to go to high school. I'm not used to the suburbs. And so when I moved back here, it was weird because everything was quiet and there was no people. And Texas is very big. I'm not used to that. So, okay, next one is Weaponize Your Trauma, which is cringiest. Love lost has you sleeping with your knees drawn up, so the universe can trail your legs into darkness. Glitter smeared on your collarbones and cheeks, open your lips and let the Milky Way spill out onto the bed sheets. This poem is called Take Me to Church. Take Me to Church by Hoser was really popular a while ago. Hearing it all the time, I didn't notice that it went into my book. I kind of want to make these into songs, you know? There's someone called Mormon, just to tell you what religion I am. Hooray. It's weird. It's called I Am Fragile. I hope I die before I'm old. I'm terrified of the Picasso painting in my mirrors. I wonder if there's a God in this room, in this house. I think he's hoping that he made us instead of us making him. I think there will only get worse from here. Give me a minute to swallow my fear. Okay. I wrote this when I was drugged out on a neuron patch that was prescribed to me for my migraines, and I was high. And what else do you do when you're high than write poetry? Contour. As I hurry down school hallways, I catch glimpses of girls sporting tight lips and pocketed hands. I wonder vaguely if they ever stood in front of mirrors in their underthings and dreamt of submission. Yee! I wrote this freshman year when I was walking to the bus, and I wrote this about a girl in my art class who never spoke, and I don't know if she was deaf or shy or mute, but I knew that she was a furry. I know this because we did a project where we painted something about our culture, and she painted little furry wolves. You know what I'm talking about, right? The ones with like the human eyes and like the smiles, and like it was too hairy. And she drew her like persona, like holding up the moon in the middle. And I don't know how like this poem came off of that experience, but freaking furries, man. I don't know. What are you doing on? This whole pitch. I walk into the ocean and let the water overcome me. The cold settles into my skin as I sink into its murk. The waves are unforgiving and make love to me in violent ways. How easy would it be to just close my eyes and drown? Okay. I wrote this angsty crap when I was on my dad's friend's boat, and it was stormy, and it was wavy, and it was like raining, and the waves were choppy, and I was fearing for my life. I was expecting to drown. I was expecting to die, and in my dying moments, I wrote an angsty poem. That's what I did. I didn't say I love you to my parents. I wrote an angsty poem. That wasn't even that great. That's what I did. This is the next one. It's actually where the book gets the bottom of the pool namesake. I actually wrote this poem after I wrote the title of the poem. It's called Caller. And I literally wrote this into the manuscript as it was being edited in like 20 seconds, and that gives you any information because all of these poems are like written in 10 seconds. Into the notes app, I'll just go like, oh, inspiration, type, done. That seems great. That's going into a published work. This one, I'm actually gonna read this out loud because it's just so bad. Deprivation. Tripping on sleeping pills and exhaustion. Heart beating to the rhythm of the bird's wings that keep me awake at night. Can't tell the difference between highs and lows. The medication weighing down my pockets. Graphs and tables itch the skin around my eyes. I start to wonder if this is what it feels like to fly. This is a weird one. I wrote this the second period of my first day of my first year of American Public High School. I hated it. Man, I hated American high school when I started it because it just sucks. I had been used to European school. It's so different. I had gotten up at like 5 a.m. to go to seminary, and I was so tired. And American processed food just sucks, and it has too much sugar in it, and I was so tired. And I hated algebra, because in Europe we do a different kind of math, and that's how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. Okay, airborne. This is my mom's favorite one. Left a part of me in the ocean, conscience on another continent, scratched my name into a city wall, and left footprints on the mud to rain to wash away. Sit next to me, and I'll forget how to breathe breath. There's a spelling mistake in the book. There's a spelling mistake. I spelled breathe as breath with no E, and that's alarming. And I'm not going to read that any longer. You know when you find a spelling mistake in a published work, like a novel or a poetry book, you just lose all faith in the author. And it sucks because, like, I edited this, and I edited this, but I didn't catch that. I didn't let anyone else look at this when I was editing it, because, I don't know, I'm stupid. This one is called Fresh. It's super long, it's like 2 pages. And Fresh is kind of weird, because it's about my last day of freshman year of high school, right before I moved to another place. I kept moving when I'm in high school, man. When I keep saying last day on Earth, I mean last day of freshman year of high school. I don't mean like I'm gonna die. Fresh, I originally named it Freshman, but I cut off the man when I was editing it. So it's originally gonna be called Freshman, but I took off the man, so now it's just Fresh. So I felt that Freshman was a bit on the nose. Haha. Next one is called Bleeding Baby. I'm gonna read this out. The only girl I ever loved was drowned beneath the clouds, the one we used to sleep atop and talk college politics while walking on the stars. The only girl I ever loved with spotlights in her eyes. I'll meet you at my locker, but she's never seen me cry. The only girl I ever loved, skirt up to her thighs. Now in my own house, I eat myself alive. I think this was about how, like, in America was the only time I had, like, real female friends, like genuine female friends. Like, before it was just like everyone in Europe. It was an international school, so everyone there was just like an expat that was just staying there for like a year or a few months before they had to go somewhere else. So I only like got to have a friend with someone for like a while before they left. And here everyone kind of stays where they are. Nobody leaves and nobody goes anywhere. So I have friends here that I can hold on to. I can keep them hostage for a while. My mom thought this was a coming out poem, and I guess. Anyway, okay. This one, I have 3 sticky notes, so it's gonna be a long one. Buckle up. It's called It's Time to Go Home. Beyond the front door fortress wicks a soaked-through bear, with human eyes and glowing teeth. He says to me, "Come out, child, walk into the raging rain." I look above him, and the sky is pink with thunder. Behind him are the trees walking towards me, hands inside their pockets coming for me. The bear rings his omen anthem, and I am stagnant in my bed. Okay. So I had this whack dream a while ago, where I was in my house, and it was storming outside, like with pink lightning, and I opened the front door, and there was this like bear on its hind legs, and he had a trench coat on and like glowing eyes, and he was looking at me, and behind him was like this old abandoned HEB, and there's not an HEB across from my house. The HEB was like abandoned, and its parking lot was like overgrown. There's nothing in it, but the trees in the parking lot like stood up and walked towards me with their hands in their pockets, which I don't know how, because trees don't have pockets or hands or legs to walk on. But as they're walking towards me, the bear started singing Queen. I don't know which Queen song, but I knew it was Queen. And the trees started walking towards me, and I didn't know that trees could walk anywhere except Macbeth. They're walking towards me, and as the trees came, I tried to run. You know when you try to run in like a dream, but you can't, you like have sleep paralysis, but you don't have sleep paralysis because you're not sleeping, you're inside a dream. You're not sleeping in a dream, you know? But as they walk towards me, I try to run away, but then the tree like whacks me on the head, and I die. Then I wake up. I'm alive. This one is called Samantha. And Samantha is one of my friend's names. Don't tell her I wrote a poem about her. It says that I'm 16 in the poem. Not true, I'm 15. I thought I was going to be 16 when I published this. I'm not. Reached the deadline early. Oops. Anyway, that's all the poems that don't make sense, that hopefully make sense now. And there you go, man. That's bottom of the pool for you. I hope that was great. Probably wasn't. I hope It's probably going to take a long time to edit this. I can look at my phone. It took like 22 minutes to film this. It'll take like hours to edit. Anyway, my dog ran in the middle of filming and he started making a lot of noise. I'm sorry for that. I hope I make more YouTube videos. I really do. I hope that I can get a tripod for my phone because it's still balanced on a stapler and a scotch tape and a box. Hope I can do that. Thanks for watching and please subscribe. I want to subscribe. I want a subscriber. I want one subscribe. Press the button. Press any buttons. Bye!